What's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. If there was a way for you to measure technicals with fundamental analysis, would you take it? Probably yes. What I'm gonna do in this video is to tell you how you can use both the fundamentals and technicals to your advantage. So I'm not gonna go much into details about fundamentals and technical analysis. I just wanna show you how you can use them to your advantage, that's all. So I just wanna give a little bit example, just a heads up before we go much into how you can use them to your advantage. So here I actually wrote down technical analysis, whereby you'll be looking at the historical price action as guide to the future price action actually. Then price action, you'll be looking at support, resistance, trends. Then you also look at indicators. That is, if you are a person who uses indicators. Personally, I don't use them anymore, so you can take into consideration MAs, oscillators, so that's moving averages and oscillators. Then fundamental side, you'll be looking at the statistical side of trading, so you take into consideration the economic data releases. Then that's for example NFP, you have retail sales, PMI, CPI. Then you can actually look at also politics, so you have things like Brexit, you have China and US tensions, things like that. So pretty much right now what I'm going to show you is how you can use the volatility that is caused by news while you're actually trading, while you're a technical trader. So let's hop in. So onto the charts, you're gonna see my market structures that I actually trade. So when I see an ascending channel towards the resistance, so this is the resistance that we have like from way back, and we had, this was actually the third touch, then this was the fourth touch. So when I have a market structure that is like this, I'm prepared to sell. But like, how do you you want to trade where there is volatility so that you can actually capitalize on that? So that's how like the fundamentals comes into place. So I'm gonna give you an example of like last Thursday. We had retail sales being announced, and when we had those retail sales, I was actually anticipating that price was gonna move a little bit up, then we're gonna come down, then consolidate here, then continue to the downside. So this is a last week analysis. So what happened is we had price just falling from here just because of retail sales being released, though we had the same market structure. So if I had already sold here, my stop loss was supposed to be here, my take profit to the downside, still I was gonna make profit. But like, we wanna take into consideration and maximize our chances of taking profits in this scenario. So I'm just gonna zoom it in for you, go to a lower time frame. As you can see, 4 hour time frame, you see how it analyzes price moving here, bounce over here, then test this resistance, then we can continue to downside, consolidate, then we can actually move down again. That's what I was actually expecting, but the retracers were announced here. So when now I came to realize, like, I actually focus, then just put my parameters and like pending orders in between before they get released, because you can actually get this, like you can actually catch this movement if you can actually put like pending orders. So I can either put my my sell limit over here, then sell here, just put my stop loss over here, because with this type of market structure I know that like this red resistance has to be broken, but my purple resistance is not supposed to be broken. So I can actually even sell here, then just put my stop loss here, then wait for the data release to be released. So I'm just going to show you also onto the app, like how the retail sales were announced, like how the numbers were. So onto here, like now we're actually waiting for the consultation. So like this week we have the Euro monetary policy, we have the new prime minister being announced also. So like we're gonna be having a lot of volatility. So like maybe today Monday you're not gonna see anything, because that's when you see consolidation over here. So I'm just waiting for consolidation. I'll put my line here. Once the consolidation is being broken, then we can actually sell to the downside. So I'm just gonna show you onto the app the data. So this was the data release. So we have retail sales. So basically retail sales is just, so producers produce their stuff, they go to the end product, the end product will just go to the retailers. So the retailers, the retail sales will just show how much the retailers have sold to the consumer, so like how much the consumers is consumed. So previous months we had 0.5 percent. Then we had an increase, so like we actually had like retail sales being boosted to 1%. So like for this month retail sales 1%. For ex fuel we had 0.9. For retail sales like yearly we actually had like an increase by almost like a percentage also. So this is actually good for the economy, because you know that producers are producing their stuff and they're actually reaching the the end consumers. So that's actually the basic explanation that I can give you on this. So if you see that your previous was like 0.5 and like your expected number is like 0.3, this is just an increase, so like you know that you're actually going to a positive side. So what I can actually urge you to do is at least put like a sell stop in this scenario. You had this sales setup, so this is actually our sales setup. So instead of waiting for price to reach this end, probably it might not reach that end, or it might reach that end. So if this retail sales was gonna be like 0.7, that's what's gonna be worse for the economy, because like the previous month it was like 0.5. So I was gonna expect price to bounce off here, test this, then we can actually look forward for other news, so that our price has to go to the downside. So you just have to learn how to read the economic data. So like you have things like NFP, you have PMI. So this week actually I saw like we have the prime minister being announced. So we have a new prime minister in the UK. We have the European Central Bank monetary policy. We also have, yeah, pretty much we have I think PMI, uh, yeah, PMI also being released. So like you're gonna see a lot of volatility. So pretty much today, when it's Monday, you're gonna see just consolidation. Then tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you will see price shooting to the downside. So that's it for this week, guys. So if you like this video, please just hit the like button and just subscribe to this channel. We're gonna be posting a lot of content this coming weeks. Cheers.